I'd like to tell you all a story about my grandfather. He was a Vietnam veteran, a cross-country skier, and a marathon runner. Nothing can stop that man. That is, except old age. Knee surgery and the ensuing recovery limited what he could do and took him away from the things that he loves. Unfortunately, 50 million other Americans in PT go through this experience each year, 70% of which will never finish their full recovery process, often due to a lack of motivation or accountability, which leads to never fully regaining their range of motion or strength. And that's where we come in with TheraLink. First, I'd like to introduce you to our team. We have Zavdiel Ramirez, myself, Nic Hermann, Cooper Fitch, and Emily Palm. At TheraLink, we're bringing the power of data analytics to the rapidly growing physical therapy industry by providing clinics with a data-driven ecosystem of diagnostic physical therapy tools that help these clinics provide accurate, personalized, and efficient rehab experiences to patients through a patient tracking process through our proprietary mobile app, which boosts motivation and accountability. At TheraLink, we've identified 4 problems in the PT industry that are currently holding us back from a full recovery. The first of which is the stark underuse of analytics in PT, which currently relies on subjective patient surveys that puts all the responsibility on the patient. On top of this, the few at-home analytical resources that we do have are often very expensive or completely immobile. At TheraLink, we've specifically addressed each of these problems by providing PTs with a comprehensive set of diagnostic devices that provide time-stamped recovery data that can be used both in the clinic and in the home. These devices can be revenue generators for clinics, raising their bottom line and thus lowering costs for their patients. Finally, our devices are compact and lightweight, meaning they can be used by almost anyone, anytime, and anywhere.
Now, let's talk about the market. The US physical therapy market is composed by over 76,000 physical therapy rehabilitation centers and 18,000 nursing clinic facilities, serving over 50 million Americans each year. Our initial focus will be in the Southeast region, which has the highest amount of physical therapy centers per capita, representing roughly 26% of this $46 billion market, which is expected to grow 3.2% annually. We're adopting a multi-tiered marketing strategy to capture our target market. First, we'll display our device in key trade shows and physical therapy conferences supported by our dedicated sales team engaging customers directly. Our 90-day money-back guarantee policy will reduce this risk, allowing the customers to test the device while generating revenue. Finally, we'll boost our online presence through social media campaigns and sponsorships. Now, let me introduce our product. Let me introduce Flex. Flex is a diagnostic device which allows physical therapists to evaluate range of motion and strength on the knee, which is responsible for over 2 million surgeries in America each year, making it the most commonly injured joint in the body. Flex will then send this data to the unique TheraLink patient profile via Bluetooth. This data can be accessible by both the PT and the patient. With Flex, we're helping patients get back on their feet, but don't just take it from us. Take it from the real physical therapist experts. That, as you can see, they have and they see the potential that Flex has to fulfill unmet needs in this industry. We've conducted a thorough analysis of our competitors, as seen in the table. It is clear that no other option currently available in the market offers the comprehensive set of features that Flex provides at the competitive price we've established for ourselves, making Flex the currently best choice available on the market. Our revenue model will consist mainly on direct sales to physical therapy rehabilitation centers. Each Flex device will be priced at $1,600 per device, and we'll charge a monthly subscription fee of $80 per clinic for access to our data tracking software. The clinic can then distribute the device to their patients, generating revenue for themselves and raising their bottom line.
Using this revenue model, we've gone ahead and projected our growth estimations over the first 3 years of operations. And as you can see here, we've projected that we'll reach $1.7 million in net revenue after year 3. We can accomplish this by reaching our attainable and conservative goal of 0.4% of our target Southeastern market, or 100 affiliated clinics. And by year 3, capturing 2% of that market, or 500 affiliated clinics, through our robust marketing strategy. But Flex is just the beginning. We plan to expand to other areas of PT that are in desperate need of innovation, such as neck injuries, spine injuries, or elbow injuries. Finally, we also want to expand into the Mid-Atlantic region next in order to capture further opportunities for expansion. Here's a summary of our startup costs. I like to call special attention to the bottom of this graph. We've allocated over $22,000 to app and web development, to ensure that our users have the most secure, reliable, and intuitive app possible. We've also allocated $20,000 in legal fees as we are currently in discussions to consult with a patent lawyer on the patentability of our products. And that leads us to our ask. We're putting in $80,000 of our own money into this company because that's how much we believe in the good and innovation it can bring to the PT industry. We're asking for $80,000 in venture capital with a 25% return over the next 3 years to cover the remainder of our startup costs. We're engineers, so of course we love numbers, and we think analytics are the future. So what do you say? Are you ready to bring that future to over 50 million Americans, just like you and just like my grandfather? Then look no further than us at TheraLink, and together we can bring that future to over 50 million Americans in physical therapy. Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so on the knee brace itself, you're going to have some type of sensors all throughout. Is that correct?
Yes, I think that's a great question, and that's best answered by Emily.
So I'm the chief engineer with TheraLink, and so yes, you can see that in the housing, this white part is all the housing. Embedded in that is several different sensors, as well as a steel frame to keep it rigid and basically unbreakable.
So you said $80 per client or per clinic. Is that correct for them for monthly?
Yes.
But won't they have? It's $80 per clinic, but they're going to have hundreds of individuals listed. Is that how I'm listening?
Yes.
What you said?
So,
okay.
Zavdiel, would you like that?
So is that going to be a feasible amount, just $80 a month? Because it seems like you're going to need quite a bit of space just to house all the different reports and the people, and just for one clinic.
Yes, our $80 per clinic price is very competitive based on our competitors. There's other competitors that have up to $125. They're like subscription fee, and they follow this similar revenue model. So $80 is a competitive price, which allows us to have a good developed app for them and a good developed website, which we can see on the following slide. The app is being developed, and this price per subscription will allow us to have this app correctly developed for them and to maintain the database and all the patient profiles. That is correct.
Great presentation. I know that with anything dealing with the body, people are built all different shapes and sizes. How does the sizing of this work? Will you have multiple products for different sizes?
Yes, that's a great question. So if I go back to our model here, those are Velcro straps that wrap around the knee, and according to the design specifications that we've set, those will account for about 80% of the American population, and then further than that, we can adjust them with larger straps to accommodate for further people. The frame around it should be wide enough to account for basically anybody within about a 90% window.
Got you. Where are you planning to manufacture these?
That's a great question. Emily, would you like to answer that one?
So we'll be manufacturing in-house to start. Our production will be low enough in the first year that we feel comfortable and confident doing that. As production increases, we'll probably take on more staff to help us with that.
Got you. And then you mentioned that you definitely have a competitive advantage versus others in the market. Do you know if anything like this has been done before, and why? If it hasn't, why?
So currently on the market, there are several, and I'll go to that slide just to provide a little clarity for that. There are options currently on the market, but right now they don't fulfill every need that we are addressing. For instance, this Biodex dynamometer, what it does is it's a large chair that they have to be strapped into, so it requires a lot of room, and that's currently the best option on the market for giving both measurements that we're providing with our device. On the other side of that spectrum, the K-push requires a second person pushing against the limb, so it can't just be used by an individual. It's also limited only to strength measurements, so again, it's not addressing all of the facets that we are addressing. So addressing all of these has not been done yet successfully.
Got you. And so you mentioned that you would be marketing these to different clinics, correct?
Correct.
And very similar to what I asked the first group that went up there, with a large amount of patient trust, how would you gain their trust in order to recommend this to their patients?
So that's part of the 90-day money-back guarantee. We're going to begin before our full launch by giving these devices to 5 clinics to allow them to just test run, provide feedback, and use them as they wish. And then for each clinic, they'll have a 90-day money-back guarantee where they can actively be generating revenue by renting them out, charging insurance, however they choose to do it, that's their prerogative. But they will have that full window of 3 months, which also is about the estimate of how long it would take for them to recoup their investment anyway. So they have a full risk-free 3 months where they can test this product, see if it's to their liking, see if it gives them the data that we're claiming, and we're confident enough with this product that we're comfortable offering that guarantee.
And I didn't know if I didn't catch this. Did you say what is the cost of manufacture per product?
It's a great question, and again, our chief engineer is the best suited to answer that. Emily?
So currently at this low production rate, it's about $400 per device. But as production increases and we're able to order materials in larger quantities, we see that going down to around $150 per item for this particular device, the Flex.
And the current product is going to test strength and also range of motion is the 2 main things, right? What is the column 2? Is that an upgraded package? Is that what that is?
The HIPAA compliant patient survey packages.
Oh, that's a competitor.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Those are qualitative surveys that are done completely by the patient, and they are bought in packages such as that for clinics to use with their patients.
Have you thought about, instead of selling the price for a certain dollar amount, just roll it into the monthly? Like say, it's $300 a month?
So we've chosen to set it as a single dollar amount that they can purchase because we want to allow this to be a revenue generator for these clinics, because current options are they send them home with resistance bands and just say, we hope you do this exercise and check back with us in a little bit. And we want this to be able to go to these clinics and they pay their fee, they have their subscription for the data, but this is a device that's in their inventory that they can build revenue with and raise their bottom line as well, because we want to help not just the patients, but the clinics as well.
From your presentation, I'm taking that you could build the same product for a shoulder, right? Or an ankle,
Yes.
right?
That would be a plan of expansion after this initial launch.
What do you see as the biggest hurdle for this product going forward?
I would say that the biggest hurdle for this product going forward would be just ensuring the marketability, because that is something that as engineers, that is not our area of expertise. And we have a team of business advisors who we've consulted and walked alongside us in this process of getting to this point, and we're confident in their ability of what they can share and our ability to apply that knowledge. I would say that side of things would be our biggest hurdle because we're confident in our technological expertise.
So from what y'all have said thus far, would the clinic actually have some for testing and then some to give to patients for a time? Or who is actually going to be the end user?
That's a great question. Cooper, I'll hand this off to you.
So the clinics will be purchasing these, and they can use them either in-house or at home. The idea is they can perform some tests and maybe have one in office that they'll use. However, most of these will be sent home, generating that revenue through charging the insurance, and also allowing them to track the progress at home so they don't have to come into the office as much, making it easier for longer extended stays.
So like any one clinic would buy maybe 10 of these at a time?
That's the hope, is they'll buy more, and as they buy more, the monthly subscription gets cheaper per unit.
Thank you all very much. Great presentation.
Thank you.
All right. Is anybody brave enough to stand up and give a pitch idea of some type of business that needs to be built? Not another Davenport.